I don't know how I feel about Little Miss Late because it doesn't really resolve any problems. It doesn't really offer the reader any tactics or things that they can use to try and overcome chronic lateness. This is the 15th Little Miss book, and Little Miss Late is, as you can imagine, always late. We learn very quickly that she is late for absolutely everything. And I like that. I like how it's laid out. The text here is very easy to read. The sentences are very short. I love the colour of the house. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And it focuses primarily on her being late for a shopping trip with Little Miss Neat. And then she goes to work for Mr. Uppity and she doesn't do anything on time. And then ultimately she meets Mr. Lazy and she begins to look after the house for Mr. Lazy. And because she's late and he doesn't get up till late, the partnership kind of works very well. And I thought that was quite nice. There's a nice little message there about there being somebody for everybody. You find somebody who is a bit of a kindred spirit and you'll get along very well. But then ultimately she's invited out with Mr. Silly. Mr. Silly arrives and it ends with the words, "I'll be down in a minute." And of course the reader is invited to kind of laugh at that and say, ha ha ha, no she won't, she's always late. So I like the message that she and Mr. Lazy can get along well because they are very similar in personalities and there is a job there for everybody, even if you can overlook your flaws. However, that being said, I feel like it could have offered something to help her, such as buying her a watch. Because there are a lot of children who are perhaps, you have to hurry them along quite a few times and try and kick them into gear a bit, if you like. And children might be able to relate to this, but it doesn't really help them in any way, such as helping them to keep organized or helping them to, learn to tell the time. That kind of thing could have been useful. So I feel like there's a really big missed opportunity. And the narrative isn't that interesting either. For example, there are some Mr. Men and Little Miss books where there's no real moral or message, but the story's silly. And it's good fun and it's amusing. And, that's fine. Sometimes it's just about giving an enjoyable story. This one, not so much. I just feel like it wasn't that fun or silly or entertaining, even for very young viewers. It didn't really have a strong moral in it, but at the same time, it wasn't bad. There are a couple of Mr. Men and Little Miss books where the message is a little bit choice. But this one, it's not bad. It seemed to be lacking. I don't mind the design of Little Miss Late. I think she looks quite good. The fact that she's got speed lines coming behind her is a little bit questionable, I guess, because she's always rushing around, but it makes her seem like she's quite quick, which she isn't. Definitely not a personal favourite. I feel like it missed an opportunity, but by no means is it a bad book.